I'm going to be talking about, well, I need to introduce myself first, innit? Welcome to the Geezer of Wall Street, fam. Whoa! Yo, welcome to the Geezer of Wall Street, and that. You see me? Man's the geezer in that. Are you the lad though? Nah, bruv, you not even the wolf, fam. You not even the fucking lion, fam. You know none of that, bruv. Don't worry about that. But yeah, fam, not in this video, we're gonna go straight into the serious shit. Jokes aside, I'm not gonna be joking around like that. I'm just gonna be very serious, and I'm gonna talk about ways that you lot can actually improve your Forex trading strategy. And I can tell you, most of these things, majority of people are not doing. And I'm not going to talk about technical analysis. I'm not going to talk about Fibonacci. I'm not even going to talk about fucking moving averages. I'm not going to talk about any of that. I'm literally going to go straight into certain types of information that you lot. Actually, I don't want to say you lot, because probably some of you lot are probably doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? But for me, it's made a difference. It's made a massive difference, man. Like, for me, it's working 24/7. So I've decided to make a video where I'm talking about it. Alright? So I'm gonna get started on the video, right? So the first and foremost thing, right? I don't even know which one to start with. I've got everything open up at the top. The first thing, right, is central banks. A lot of people ignore what the central banks are saying. Okay? So people ignore this type of information all the time. They completely ignore how important this information is. Let me just sort that out. They ignore how important this information is. Central banks are the biggest movers in the Forex market. All right. Any data, any information that's coming from the central bank, that information is crucial. It's bound to be market moving, especially right now at the moment where we have got coronavirus and we've got all this printing money and all this furlough schemes. We've got the stimulus checks. We've got a lot of things going on in Australia as well. I forgot what it's called, but they've got something similar where the central banks are having to print a lot of money. Okay, they're pumping a lot of money into the economy, which can potentially make the currency weaker. Okay, so as markets start to reopen, there's something that we call tapering. It's called tapering, not something weird. I'm sounding like I'm a banker myself. But it's called tapering. So tapering is when banks start to ease off. So they ease off monetary policy. By easing off means they're not pumping up as much money as they did before, which will make the currency stronger. Okay? Because the next thing will be raising interest rates. So at the moment, central bank news is by far the most important thing. That's why I have this page open right here. You can clearly see here. So it says central bank latest news. The Fed has different bodies where there's different Fed people. So does central bank so does the BOE. So does every other central bank. Okay. So here you can see Fed backing, whatever his name is. You don't really need to know who they are. You just need to understand what has been said about easing off, or what information has come out that's been said about what the Fed, or not just the Fed, some of its members are planning to do regarding the currency. It could be easing off, or it could be being accommodative. Okay, so I normally go on FX Street. Okay, so the reason why I've got this website here is for you guys to actually go on this website. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know this website is pretty popular. If you're in the Forex market, you definitely know about FX Street. So you've got ECB, Christian Lagarde, you've got here Jerome Powell, you've got Andrew Bailey, and you've got, I forgot his name, is Kush or something like that. So that's the Bank of Japan. So here you've got the current interest rates, you've got the next meeting. It's very, very important. You need to know the next meetings. So the next meetings, when they're coming out, you have to be aware. They're normally on Forex Factory on the calendar, and or any other calendars that you use for your trading. They're normally there. So there you go. So you've got the top currencies, central banks. So Australia, Federal Reserve, Swiss, Europe, Bank of Japan, New Zealand, and Canada. Okay. So that's the first point, guys. Be on top of central bank news. Always. Employment is number 2 as well. I would say employment news, central bank, and at the moment another type of news that's having a huge impact is CPI, inflation. Okay, So every other country, so every central bank at the moment has a target. Okay, they have a 2% target, a fixed 2% target, inflation target, right? So following CPI for every other country is very, very important. So that way you can track whether inflation rate the inflation has gone up. Because when inflation goes up, then the central banks are likely to taper. They're likely to ease off with the monetary policy. So that's inflation. Another thing to follow out is PMIs. PMIs are very, very important at the moment. And employment numbers. It's very, very important, especially with all this coronavirus that's happening. People want to see how a country is responding to the reopening and how it's improving. So it's very, very important that you're on top of your shit with this stuff, okay? So that's CPIs, central banks, PMIs. These data is very, very important. Very, very important. So be on top of it and make sure that, you know, you are on top of it. Alright, so the next thing, right, we've done central banks, right? So actually, yeah, talking about central banks, right? So this is how I keep my list of central banks controlled, okay? Not controlled, but updated, okay? So I have this. This is my Twitter, guys, so go follow that. Dean_FX analyst, man, go get that dig. So yeah, central banks overview update thread. It's a thread of what central banks have said in their meetings that they have done. So I keep that up to date. I write it myself, and then I just post it on Twitter and I pin it. So I use Twitter like my journal, but my fundamental journal basically. So the main thing here, if I click on that, if I say click show thread, let's open that. Go back on. I don't know why it keeps going. Why does the little camera keep on going, bro? It's annoying me, man. Anyway, I'll be clicking it on. I'll be clicking it back on and clicking off. Do you know what I'm saying? So it might be annoying, but listen, man's dropping up the gems and that you know, the information and that. So you can't really be complaining. Do you get it? Anyway, boom. So if you click on here, central bank overview update thread. So I've got news. I've got information from the RBA. So I've got information from the Bank of Canada, and I've got information from the ECB. And I've got information from the Bank of Japan. I've got information from the Fed, and I've got information from the BOE. That's what I write. So if you go on my Twitter, if you actually go follow my Twitter, you will see all this shit. I've done it. I've done it all. So if I click on my profile here, okay, I'll be back. The camera's gone off, but I'll be back in 2 seconds, okay? So here, I retweet a lot of important market-moving information. So, because the thing is, on the net, right? I have to look at you when I talk about this. On the net, right? There is a lot of fluff. A lot of information that comes out. Too much fluff. Right? Way too much fluff. And I'm telling you this, guys, you need to be good at selecting the top information. So on my Twitter, if you go follow my Twitter, guys, yeah, I only retweet, right, and post information that is not fluff. Information that is top tier, right? That's the type of information that I post on there. All the motherfucking time. So I would actually want to show you guys a trade that I took, actually. I just want to show you a trade that I took, but I'm going to show you guys at the end the trade that I took, based on this form of way of trading. Okay, I'm going to show you. I've been doing that since I've been doing this, guys. I'm not going to lie, I don't even know how to spell a loss. Man can't even spell a loss anymore, fam. I'm telling you this, I don't even know how to spell loss. It's all been W's, and I'm talking about W's. I'm talking about 10% in like 2 days. You know, on a very bad week, I'm looking at 4%. Very bad week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving out these gems, fam. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm gonna give it all to you guys, okay? So we've done central banks. I've shown you my Twitter, the stuff that I'll be posting on that. The next top thing, right, that I think people need to be on top of their game. And this thing, you should be doing it every single Saturday and Sunday. You should be doing this thing every Saturday and Sunday, right? The next one I'm going to talk about. It's very crucial, right? And that is finding out about the week ahead, okay? Finding out information about the week ahead for in the FX market. Oh man, how do I get, man, it's annoying me, but let me get out of the way. Okay, here we go. So you need to know what's coming in the week ahead. Alright? in terms of economic events. So you go on your Forex Factory calendar and you look at next. You should do this on Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. I do this every single time. You go on Forex Factory or any other economic calendar you use, and you look through what is coming in that week that is going to be market moving. Okay, so you have to look at the sentiment of each currency, right? What is driving each currency? Okay, what is driving the US dollar? What's driving the euro? What's driving the CAD? What's driving the New Zealand dollar? What's driving the Australian dollar? What's driving the Swiss franc and the Japanese yen? What are the key drivers? Okay, and on this website here, ING, they actually write this stuff for you. I bet a lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people didn't know about ING. I found out about them the other day, fam. So I'm giving out to the people them, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, sharing is caring and that, you see me? But, so, there you go. ING they are a professional economic and financial analyst. They are verified on Twitter. So if I go on ING, guys, you think motherfuckers think I'm bullshitting and shit. You think I'm playing? Don't play with me. Don't fucking play with me, man. Shit. If I go on ING, I'm going for the internet there. Okay, here we go. So ING verified, 80,000 followers. They are top people. They've got big offices in the UK, in London. They're top financial economic people. They're very, very important people. So I read their articles every single time, bro. One day they gave me a retweet, man. I was gassed. I was like, yo, ING fam, when you gonna give me a job, bruv? Do you know what I'm saying? I want a little job, fam, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So you can see here, they've got each currency. So they've got the US dollar here. You can see there's an explanation, a sharp leaf below. Consensus read in April's NFP prompted a sell-off in the dollar. So they explain everything, and what to look out for in the next upcoming week. The next week. They do this every single week. And if they don't do this, and let's say if you don't get access to ING, go to Daily FX and go to FX Street, because FX Street does it. Investing.com does it. Okay, authors on investing.com. If you subscribe to their email list, they will send you this information every single day. I kid you not. And these are, when I tell you about these people are basically top analysts. These are people that feature on Bloomberg TV. Right? These are people that been doing this investing thing for 20 plus years. They know this thing. Alright? This is what I'm saying, guys. Don't ever think about buying a Forex course. Don't buy Forex courses, man. It's rubbish. The key information is out there for free. Okay? So it brings me back to Twitter as well. Like, most of these people are on Twitter. Most of these big analysts, economic analysts, they're all on Twitter. And most of them are verified. And they are big people. Do you know what I'm saying? And they probably work for big hedge funds. And all sorts. And another thing is, be up to date. I'm getting carried away again. Okay, let's go back to Twitter just a little bit, right? On Twitter, right? Be up to date with what big hedge funds are doing, like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, you know, these big Wells Fargo, all these things, all these companies, what are they doing? Okay, there's information about what they're doing each time, where you can actually get access to this information, what they're buying, what they're selling, what they're interested in, all this kind of stuff. In terms of Forex, are they buying the dollar? Are they shorting the dollar? And why? There's a lot of this information too. I'm gonna have to make a different video where I'm gonna talk about who to follow on Twitter. Okay, so comment below if you really want to see this video, man. I need to know that I've got a lot of people that really want to see this video about the people to follow on Twitter. They don't give you signals, but they give you information and their opinions about the market. Very, very good. So yeah, ING. So you've got the euro as well. They wrote about the euro. I actually read this morning actually. They've got the JPY and they've got GBP and they've got Australian dollar. And they've got New Zealand dollar. If there's any words, and the CAD and Swiss franc, and they've got the Norwegian krone. I don't trade Norwegian krone, and they've got the Swedish krone as well. So if there is any words that you don't understand, so you might not understand the word. Let's look for a word. Let me look for a word that you might not understand, because I did have problems like this when I first started reading into this information. Now I read this information every single day for hours. I spend hours reading this. And I totally understand it very well. So you might not understand what dovish means. You might not understand what hawkish means. Go on YouTube. type in hawkish definition, dovish definition. Okay, YouTube will explain all of that shit for you. Okay, so yeah. So be up to date with the weeks ahead, guys. What's hot? What's coming next week? Which are the key events? What's gonna be popping in the blood clot? So you need to know what's popping, what's on top of the game. Do you get what I'm saying? So another thing they write there, what do you call it? Week ahead bias, mildly bullish, mildly bullish, mildly bullish. But the thing is, all of it is yeah. US dollar is very, very bearish. It's very bearish. So, and they explain why. So be up to date with your things, man. In terms of information, fam, man's the plug. You see me? Right. The next one is what do I have here? I've got yeah. So I was talking about fucking. What was I talking about? I was talking about the economic calendar, right? So you've got two different type of things, right? You've got the economic calendar, and you have the how can I, what do I call this? I forgot what it's called. It has a name. It's like a squawk. It's a squawk, and it's okay. It's basically where you get a lot of fundamentals flying in. Basically, a lot of information flying in about anything. Basically, right? So here you've got information from Wall Street Journal. You got all this market events coming in. So you can pay for it if you want, right? So 10 to 20 seconds to be ahead, but for me it doesn't make a difference. I don't really need this information. I don't think it doesn't really make any difference for me being 10 to 20 seconds. It doesn't really matter to me. Maybe it will in the future, but at the moment I haven't had a problem. When I finally get a problem, maybe I will subscribe. But so it's a news platform basically. It's different from your economic calendar where you just have events. But here you can see here on where the mouse is, there's a lot of economic events, calendars, and all sorts. You can see that over there. And oh bloody hell. So yeah, so when it's a very, very important thing, when it's a very, very important statement. So this thing is good for speeches. It's good for comments coming from the Fed, coming from the governments, coming from prime ministers, coming from just things that's been said. Okay, so it's not always information from the economic calendar that moves the market. Okay, it's not always that. Sometimes it's little speeches, comments that's been said by top people like Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. So you can see it's highlighted red. Okay, so that means it's very important. So whatever that was said, right, it's very, very important. It moves to the market. Okay, so yesterday, I think, yesterday, the day before, she made a comment about rates having to increase, and that actually had an impact on the equity market, the US 30 and S&P 500. So, yeah, you have to be, when you're trading, basically, guys, have this website open, financialjuice.com. I'm going to put that link in the bio, so click that. So, yeah, so I'm going to put the link in the bio so you lot can click that. So you can even see live press conferences, but you don't want to watch that. It's too boring, to be honest. It's too long. So yeah, Biden, you can see Biden's next round of state local assistance will arrive later this month. Okay, they're trying to make man pay. Man ain't paying for that. Ayo, move out of the way, fam. But yeah, you get the gist, right? Oh, fuck's sake, wants me to log in. Fuck's sake, let me reload it. I ain't logging in on when it's screen recording and them things there, fam. I'm gonna get my details and that, start doing fraud on me, fam. Anyway, yeah, here we go. Oh, don't ask me to log in, bro. Mine's not. Yeah, okay, here we go. Come back on it though. So yeah, if I scroll down, you can see Biden, the next round of state local assistance will arrive later this month. You can see here, confirms the bans of travel will be lifted gradually beginning on May 17th. So these are key events. Very, very key events that stuff is being said and it's all coming out there and then. These are comments and they're market moving. So it's not just these kind of events that are market moving. that you see on economic calendars, and also it's also this comments from Biden, from NPC members and all sorts, right? So, right, lastly, before I fuck off, the next thing I just want to say here is fucking, I need to watch my language, right? CFTC, right? So what we call commitment of traders. That's what it's called. Okay, they're called CFTC. So CFTC is basically, right, they show you how the market is, the market is perceiving a currency. Okay, so hedge funds basically. Oh gosh, I'm trying to make this thing go. Here we go. So yeah, so how they're perceiving the market. Hedge funds specifically, like I said already. So for example here, so previously it was 81.0k people that were net long on the euro. Now it's 84.8k people net long on the euro. So there's an increase of people, not just people, but hedge funds. I like to say hedge funds, you know, the big money, the big warrior, the big P's fam, yeah, that are net long the euro. They're net long the euro, so they're just like, it's increasing. So that tells you something, that the market is interested in the euro. To be blunt about it, basically. So they do this for every single currency. CFTC, it's called CFTC on investing.com. It's totally free. Everything I've showed you guys is free. What the hell? I just showed you free stuff. Yeah, everything that I showed you guys is free, apart from financial juice. But financial juice you can pay, but you can use as a free. You can use the free option if you want. I use the free option. You dig? He's how he's. So yeah, so that's CFTC, speculative net positions, right? So I like to look at this every other weekend just to get an idea of what's going on, what hedge funds are doing. Are they, which currencies are they net long on? Which currency are they, are they fully shorting? Not shorting. Why am I saying shorting? The currencies that they're selling. You know what I'm saying? Shorting. That's the word. So yeah. The CFTC is very, very important. Commitment of traders. Just take a look at it. Sometimes it's not something that you should really, really rely on and say, right, there's an increase, so I should go buy now. Sometimes it's gradual. It's something that's very gradual. It can be 6 weeks that it's slowly growing and growing and growing, and then after 6 weeks or after another few more weeks, and then boom, the currency takes off. Okay, so it's very, very important. Okay, this is data from hedge funds. This is what hedge funds are doing, fam. You get my eyes are opening wide, fam, when I say hedge funds. I'm like, hedge funds, fam. So yeah, hedge funds. So crucial information. Like, don't miss out on that. Really don't. So commitment of traders there. If I click back, so I'm gone again. So let me just show you another currency for another example. So that's another website, but they want you to pay, man. Mine is not paying for them things there. So GBB, let's do this one as well here. So it will show the amount of people that are net. Okay, so if I scroll down here, the next one is on the 14th of May. So the 7th of May, which just went through 29.2, 90.8. So the amount of people that were net long has actually just decreased. Okay, so it's just gone down. So you can do that for every currency. So I just done one for the pound. So yeah, that's there for the CFTC thing. You see me? So let me just close that bullshit. Okay, so that's out, that's done. So investing.com CFTC. I'm gonna put a link below where to find that information from. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to be the plug. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to be the plug. Bro, she's so comfortable, bro. The way she's sitting there like that, talking to the geezer like that. I'm just looking at this little thing here and I'm thinking, why is she sitting like that, bare comfortable? Yeah, she's gone now anyway. But anyway, next one. The next one is right. There's an article I want to show you guys that I read this morning. That's from Bloomberg. Right? And I was talking about the CFTC thing, right? So this is a very good one. So CFTC. So here, so speculative investors, including hedge funds. Remember, I was saying hedge funds. Remember this one from my big eyes when I said the word hedge funds. Hedge funds, you know what I'm saying? Speculative investors, including hedge funds, held bullish bets on the New Zealand dollar for the 6th consecutive week through May 4, according to the latest data from the Commodity Future Trading Commission (CFTC). They increased net longs on the Australian dollar for the first time in 3 weeks. Meanwhile, net shorts on the yen near the most in two years. The divide between currencies backed by central banks taking steps towards pulling back support, and those that are further off is also there. Don't worry about that. So, okay, there we go. This is sentiment on the Australian New Zealand dollars versus their Japanese PI has turned less pessimistic this year, as seen in risk reversals. The premium on options betting on declines in the Aussie and Kiwi against the yen has narrowed across the curve from end 2020 for tenors starting at 1 week. That's bullshit. That's not even what I'm trying to show you guys. What the fuck? That's not what I'm trying to show you. There's one part that I read that's actually very, very important. Okay, hold on. Let me just look for this. It's a very good article, actually. I'm going to put the link below. Basically, what they were saying is, well, I can't even find the part where they said. They said, right, so the Japanese yen, right? The net short for the Japanese yen has increased. So a lot of hedge funds are shorting the Japanese yen. But the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar net longs are starting to increase. So what they're saying is there's what we call a divergence. So when you put A and B together, so that's two things that are opposite each other. Okay, so the Australian dollar against the yen. So you might buy the Aussie against the yen. So that's what I really wanted to show you, but I can't even find it where they say that stuff, man. It's actually annoying me, man. What the hell? I can't even find this, man. I don't want to spend time looking for this. Time ticking and all that. Due to G10 with vaccination campaigns, yeah. But yeah, I'm going to put the link below so you guys can read it yourself. This article is actually sick. It's a very, very good article from Bloomberg. So, bow. Make sure you read that. Anyway, I think that's the video done, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? Man's been talking a lot. I'm going to have to sip up some water there. You know what I'm saying? Some Buxton water and that. Guys, I've enjoyed recording this video. I'm going to be recording more videos, constantly giving out information. I'm here to help. You dig? So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Comment below, man, if you want more videos to drop and that, man. Come on, man. I'm willing to drop more videos and that. Okay, so yeah, thank you very much. So peace.